into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin! I got a disease deep inside.
A disease, y'all. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Nino. You are tuned into the Minority Show after show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. You guys know I'm not here alone. To my left, I have Miss Katie. Hello, how you doing today?
Hi, my buddies. I am doing all right.
You guys switch seats or something over there?
We did.
We did. I am going to be officially on and off because Ruby's starting. So.
Plug your show. Plug your show.
Plug my show. We're doing Ruby, you guys. If you know what it is, you're just as excited as I am.
There you go. But thanks for coming back on today. We appreciate it.
Of course. You can find me on Twitter at Kiaxet, Kiaxet, and we are checking the hashtag that is ABTVMReport.
M reports, guys. And over here we have Mr. Howard the Third.
Yay!
I love saying your name.
Thank you. I like saying it.
Where can they find you, Mr. Howard?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Howard the Third. That's Howard 3RD.
And one more time we have Mr. Cameron.
Hey. Where we at? Say now, what's good? Great. I'm sorry, I can't even speak. That show was so draining, emotionally draining. For me.
I'm just about to ask you guys what your initial thoughts are.
On Instagram, find me there and it'll take you to my whole world.
Okay, I'm going to go down the line because we obviously have emotions and thoughts about this episode. I'm going to start off with Miss Katie here. What do you think about today's episode?
I loved this episode. I thought after the incredible intensity of last week's episode that we really needed this breather. I love finally getting to see Agatha and Vega meet. And I love that it wasn't as much of a flying disaster as we thought it was going to be. So points for that. I just thought this played out extremely well. I like how it addressed. I like the plot beats. I like the twist. It was just very well done.
I agree. What about you, Howard?
Yeah, I'm with Katie 100% over here. I thought it was really good. The writing, of course, was great. Oh my gosh, go ahead, Fox. And I really did enjoy that Vega and Laura met, and they still kind of didn't like each other, but then they were like, you know what, it's family, let's work together just this one time. So I loved it.
Okay, what about you, Cameron?
I agree with everyone on the great episode.
Talk about your emotions, because you were talking emotional earlier.
You seem very emotionally compromised.
Because we always been putting down Agatha, like Agatha's this, Agatha's that, but today she was very helpful, and you seen another sensitive side of Agatha that I hadn't seen before. So first, like Howard said, great writing, the way they was able to bring it all together to bring them to Fiddler's, what is it?
Fiddler's Neck. That's the title of this episode, by the way.
So yeah, great to see the episode. I was just kind of emotional because it was a lot of family. It was, you know what I mean? They all came back together.
No, it was definitely nice to see. Once again, the episode name is Fiddler's Neck. This is season 1, episode 5. So we're halfway through the 10 episodes here, and it was nice. I definitely think it was nice to see Agatha a lot more, well, she was definitely tense throughout the whole episode, but still a lot more open to telling Vega the truth and what was going on, and finally telling her brothers that she was in love with her old boss.
Brian.
Yeah.
I loved actually getting her backstory, because most of what we've seen her do is manipulate people, and so finally seeing, okay, she's capable of this, she has this backstory.
She's human.
She really, well, we knew that from the get-go, but she really does care, and we see her making the best choice for this guy that she's in love with, seeing that he will be happier with someone else and having that guarantee.
Right, she gave that up. She gave that up for him. And now, Mr. Howard, how bad do you think Agatha is now?
I was just getting ready to say that. I was like, you know what?
Because you know the viewers were like, listen, Howard.
I saw y'all were going in on YouTube. I saw those comments. I was like, wow, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, now she's really nice, okay? I'm sorry. She's nice. She's nice.
So Team Agatha in the building.
Yes.
But you guys, all right, so this opened up to a flashback between Brian and Agatha. We saw the backstory between them and the love story. I saw Katie's eyes fluttering when she saw that. It was nice. It was nice to see.
Right, it felt like The Notebook, like the feeling and the vibe and the horses.
It's because it was, the country was laid out. It looked beautiful. The island looks amazing, but then you come to think about it, it's filled with people who are rehabbing their lives. Everyone has complexes. There's a lot of things going on. It looks happy and nice, but there's more to a backstory, definitely.
It's basically a Smuggler's Island. They're just like, okay, the cops, the government, the everyone have given up on this island, which is something we learned here, which is why we have the precogs and why we have the people who are living off the grid, because they can.
Right.
Although the local police are super fun people.
The
great
guards.
group. The guards.
So this episode they talk about there is no government ran for the island, obviously, because everyone gave up. And we think that the island is Coney Island in New York. We saw a Ferris wheel. We saw that there was condos on the seaside, the peninsula, and then we saw what I think to be is the Brooklyn Bridge, possibly in the background. That's my guess. I don't know. But the guards are here, and like any other desolate town, they're bad.
They're like the epitome of redneck police.
I co-sign that.
Yeah. Who made them the guards? Did they say?
They made it themselves.
They made it themselves.
Oh my gosh. So a couple of guys just, you know what? We'll be the guards.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I can dig it.
Yeah, and they were once Arthur's friends, as we saw.
Yeah, you see that. You see who he ran with.
Yeah, Arthur was kind of like the go-to guy for certain things out there, and Fetz, who seems like the head of the guards at the moment, basically is taking over and is making sure Arthur's not there to play any games and shoot him back to the feds on the other side.
Right.
I could see where I could see why with the whole tobacco cartel that we're going to get into later on.
Right. Another thing I was... Oh, go ahead.
No, go on.
No, I was figuring out, they never gave us an answer why a slash, where that name came from, to dash a slash.
Because it's so incongruous.
I think so.
Yeah, I bet that's the joke.
I think so.
Is that he does not look like a slasher.
Which really hits her, and this is why
his daughter's name is Katie,
and
I'm sitting here going, okay. Well, that's great. I show up on this show and I am dead.
Well, let me just tell you, when that name popped up on the screen, because we watch CC as we watch the show, Katie's eyes were just like, really?
It's like, well, great.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks, guys.
You made it, and you're alive. It's fine.
Although I have a friend named Lena who loves the show, and a couple weeks ago, the wife's name was Lena. And it's like, well,
there's a lot of connections to you there. But anyway, so Brian's family goes through something, and Agatha sees the vision, and family comes to help, and she doesn't expect it, but Vega comes along too. Because she's a cop, and that's what she does, right?
That's what Dash said.
With Dash. She wasn't too welcoming in the beginning, but she kind of grew on her throughout the episode and let out a lot of information to her.
Well, I thought it was a woman connection. I think she's held up so much in and, being manipulative, but when Vega was able to confront her, she was able to feel another side of her.
I think I agree with you, too, because she had a connection when she said, when Vega instantly
about the love?
You were in love with Brian.
Like, you want to talk about...
And this is also the first person who's known her secret who hasn't been family and hasn't been trying to manipulate her. So Vega has a very unique perspective and unique set of experiences. So Agatha doesn't have to pretend that she's very lucky or has good intuition. Like, Vega knows. We can get past that step in the equations.
And Vega found out in the first initial, let me ask you a couple questions.
Yeah. And Vega is also a cop, and she is trained to ask questions and to look for tells in body language and eyes and just all sorts of fun stuff. So between the two of them, I would put it as not just a woman connection. I'd put it as those two very specific sets of experiences melded in that very specific way.
Very nice.
It's not just because they're women.
I mean, I'm saying you guys do have bonds that guys still trying to figure you guys out. So I'm just saying,
I'm going to let you in on something. There is no special women language. We're human beings, too.
No, you definitely are human, but we still trying to figure you out.
Cameron hasn't figured it out yet. He's like...
if there was a book on women how to figure it out, please.
That's your secret. We're people. There is no all women do this. There is no this is how women act. We're people. So.
I'm all for women rights. I'm just saying, but you still can't understand them. You just got to figure figure it out. I'm speaking from a relationship phase. I live with a woman, so I've lived with a girl, so I still can't figure out. She left me, dumped me, so.
Oh wow. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the episode. We're getting personal here. We are getting personal.
It's emotional.
Is this why you had feelings?
It's the emotions.
Is this why you had feels?
So a girl left me. I was petting my dog one day, and she just left me. So
Oh my god.
I don't want to go there. Never mind.
This is why.
Thank you for the backstory.
I love it.
She left me.
Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna move on here, and we find out that we see that Katie got poisoned. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
But
Thanks
Katie
for
It wasn't me. I didn't put nothing in their cup over there.
Exactly. So, but in between finding out that Katie could potentially be poisoned or she was sick or whatnot, we see flashbacks of Agatha and Brian and get more of the backstory. And I gotta say, Agatha has game.
Yeah, she does.
Game.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that of you.
Well, part of it is she knows the answers beforehand, and it's very
Right.
easy to manipulate the situation if you know.
Which is great. Can you imagine yourself knowing what was going to be next and knowing if you're going to get rejected or not? You're just going to turn the other way and try to find somebody else.
Oh, I would imagine that's a special flavor of hell.
Oh, there you go.
Especially since, as we've seen, they can't turn it off.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so sad. They can't turn it off. But anyway, so then they go to a farmer's market, and they check out Gabby and Katie, and Agatha and Brian meet for the first time in a long time apparently.
And it is super awkward.
Super awkward. Well, she left him like, okay, well, you're just gonna tell Mercury, that I'm gone, and she'll
Kiss the
remember.
nose
Damn.
or something.
Yeah.
She did leave him high and dry
Super
with no
abruptly.
explanation,
Right.
and it made sense to her, but it wasn't something she felt she could tell him, because, again, how do you explain that? You'll be happier with someone else. Well, how do you know that? Well, I know.
She knows.
You
Yeah.
can't do that without giving away your secret.
Right.
I feel
So-
like she could at least willed him in a little bit, listen, it's just not gonna happen between us two. Instead of just be like, you're gonna go to the horse, you're gonna tell the horse goodnight, and I'm gone.
But this is
really?
also her first experience in a relationship, because
That's
keep in
true.
mind, this is 8 months after pre-crime ended, so it probably took them that long to find a place, settle in, get comfortable, and she spent her formative years in a milk bath. So she's better at knowing how to people than at least Dash is, but she hasn't been in this sort of relationship before, and she has the added bonus and handicap of knowing what's going to happen next. So she knows that he'll be happier with someone else. She's making the right decision for him, but she doesn't have the tools to explain it in any capacity, precog abilities or no. So yeah, she bailed because she's got no idea what to do.
Right.
No, that's right on the
Agatha.
button. That's perfect.
Running from the issues. But anyway.
She doesn't have the tools to deal with it. She's just like,
She can't
nope.
explain.
Right.
But like she said, she had a vision of him being married and having his daughter and all the things that she wanted, and she probably realized that, and she's like, I don't even know. This is too much for me. Let me figure it out on my own. So,
Right.
Well, she can see that their relationship would be about a 7, and his relationship with Gabby would be about a 9, and doesn't he
That
deserve
shows you
the
how
9?
selfless she is, by the way.
Exactly.
That's true.
As
See, I didn't know that.
and we thought, as we were talking before in the past, we thought Agatha was a little selfless, and selfish. I'm sorry, and just wanted things to be Agatha's way. But obviously, we see different this episode. So yeah, shout out to Agatha.
Shout out to Agatha.
But so let's get into it. So they're at the farmer's market, and they're trying to probe questions and asking Gabby what's going on with Katie, trying to just ask questions here and there, and trying to test out if she has any poison in her body. Vega finds out that it looks like it's just a cold. There's nothing there.
Yeah, because she's coughing all over the place.
Right. Of course, she'll be coughing all over the place, Fox. Right there. I know you have something to say. I know you have something to say about that.
She has malaria. Oh my god.
The baby
How
girl
did
has
malaria get all the way from mosquitoes, I guess? But
Right.
Wow. And we get the
They're
a
gonna
little
walk-
bit of information that there's a malaria vaccine, which,
Right.
hallelujah, yes.
Dad shit it on the nose. Like, oh, there's a cure for that.
Right.
Not only is there a cure, there's a vaccine. You can prevent them from getting that in the first place. And we've had all these episodes of Minority Report with, okay, this one's talking about like the Patriot Act and government surveillance, and this one's talking about this. Here we definitely have a stab at anti-vaxxers, and I am so happy with the stance that this show takes. Like, thank you, vaccinate your children. This is preventable. Just come on. Come on.
That issue,
and that they were framing it as it could have been a murder if she died of that, because her parents were fully capable of getting her the care that would save her life, and they didn't. Your morality and your, oh, well, I think that we should all live organic kind of falls flat on its face when your child is dying of a preventable disease. Like, you need to readjust your brain. And I love that this is how the series presents. That's the word I'm looking for. Especially with the herbalist, who is obviously not all that.
Yeah, like Kramer in there.
Doc Herbalist was definitely in his feelings about what he thought about everything that had to do with non-organic medicine. That knife, though, I was a little nervous when Dash was there. I was like,
he was eating a lemon straight. Right. Did you notice that?
Oh, I didn't even know that was a lemon. That was a lemon?
He was just eating a lemon. Yeah, like, okay, we're a little hardcore.
Not about the lemon. Thought it was an apple. I was wrong.
It worked. It worked for him. And sometimes that's why people hold these beliefs. I have an aunt who had debilitating migraines, and then she went 100% organic, all natural, very specific food types, and it works for her. But then she's also kind of preaching this doctrine, and we have a running joke about how Cheetos contain neurotoxins because that's one of the main ingredients in Cheetos. So my family now has a pass the neurotoxins joke. So it works really well for her, but that doesn't always translate.
No, it doesn't.
And I feel like it's the same with this herbalist. It worked super well for him,
right?
But it is not translating to the 10-year-old girl who needs medicine for her malaria.
Exactly.
Did you see his face when Dash confronted and said she has malaria and she's dying and you're not helping her out? And he was just like, well,
sound like the mother, like the father.
We're gonna nip it in the bud organically.
Right.
It does not work that way.
So they come up with a plan, though, to make this happen and get her the medicine or whatnot. And of course, Arthur has the in for everything. Arthur, Mr. Contraband King of the island, can get the malaria vaccine. Via drone. I'm pretty sure he ordered it from Amazon Prime.
That's why it delivered in the same day.
Right, exactly. But it got stopped, as we saw, because the guards,
the haters,
are there to spy on what's going on with Arthur. And we saw them actually. We saw Fett's little goons earlier in the episode coming out the farmers market and keeping an eye on Arthur. But like I said, I think Fetch just thinks that Arthur's gonna come and raid his tobacco cartel.
He has something to hide, definitely.
Exactly. Oh, he had a lot of things to hide, and Fetch wasn't too nice of a guy as we saw towards the end.
Well, and they're less guards and more small town mafia.
Yeah.
Because some of the farmers want to grow tobacco and want the extra money, and some of them are definitely being forced.
Yes.
So. Yeah,
right.
Tiny mafia.
I didn't like that. For some reason, I didn't like that whole scene. I wasn't really feeling it. The whole him flying in the medicine and them shooting it down. I was like, I could kind of do without this scene, but I guess it kind of told a story.
It was the way for him to. It was a way for them to get into the barn jail, which they escaped.
Just so he can get out of.
Yeah, which they escaped in like a. Cool,
and that was so crazy how they escaped, like how he was able just to figure out the combination just by closing
Which
his
makes me
eyes
think.
and
I think it looks like Arthur has more than just names, power than just names.
Right.
I think he gets like the names, the numbers, the information. He gets all of the stuff that you would essentially be able to find in the phone book or on the Google search, whereas Dash has involuntary YouTube, and he can get
involuntary
YouTube.
I love that. He can never skip the ads.
Exactly.
He's on one of those that are like a 3-minute ad, and he can't just.
It's like, no, I don't want to see this. I just wanted to watch the video of the kitten and the hedgehog in the kiddie pool.
I just wanted to see the cat video.
There is a video of a kitten and a hedgehog in a kiddie pool, and it's the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life.
A kitten and a hedgehog in a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look that up tonight.
I
get stuck. We could talk.
And it doesn't have ads, I promise.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so crazy.
But anyways, so they eventually escape, but before then, Vega and Agatha go to Gabby and to Katie's place to check out the house, or because that was a cover-up story. And end up finding out that Brian is actually giving the malaria vaccine to Katie.
Yeah, that was good dad right there.
Yeah, it's good dad right there. Exactly. But, definitely didn't want to tell his wife Gabby because Gabby's all about the natural. And then Vega goes to go see the guest house and notice that there is a A bird.
A bird flew into it. A 45 caliber bird.
A bird flew into the door. This big of a hole. And Vega, being a cop, obviously knows, that was not a bird, and we all knew that wasn't a bird. Yeah. And basically comes to explain that I think your family's in danger. Right. And then everything kind of just rolls and kind of just happens.
But when they first got there, it was kind of weird to me how the wife was so ready for Agatha, like, oh, you're the girl.
She knew.
You're the one. Yeah. She could just feel it, and she's like, you know what, y'all go handle y'all. But she wasn't nervous or jealous. She just said, hey, go, y'all need to talk.
I know she seemed territorial in the beginning, but then as you saw, she wants it just to close the chapter in that life, and close that question mark that she's always had.
Well, and there's no way that hasn't come up before.
Right, definitely. I could just imagine that conversation between them. And it just being silence.
I was dating someone else on the island, and then she just up and left when I mentioned our future, so I guess she had commitment issues.
Right.
So, that's a thing that occurred, but I don't really want to talk about it.
Right. But so when that happened, and they found out that, and then Dash comes into play, and everyone comes into play, and we find out that the situation is that the guards are horrible, and that they're about to poison the family, the Stanton family, because they won't give up their crops for tobacco farming.
Because tobacco is
illegal. Tobacco's illegal in the future, guys. Tobacco's illegal in the future, and the corn is this big in the future.
The corn's
huge.
Apparently this big in the future.
I just thought that it's all natural. Shouldn't it be like this big? Vega, bless.
GMOs. And everything kind of just goes down after that. They create a plan. They save Katie from drinking the water. Are you happy about that?
The dog dies.
Yes. Oh, the dog dies.
The dog dies. Like, I
think I just took that out of my memory and didn't want to think about that. I'm a dog lover, and
that was so sad when the dog died.
Yeah, but they found out it's in the water. They are getting poisoned in the through drinking the water, and they were basically just gonna. The guards were just gonna watch them go down like flies. And once they found that out, we see the slow motion anticipation of Katie going towards the water, and everyone going, no.
They couldn't hear her. See, right where you and I
know.
She couldn't even hear her.
I love that. I'm like, that's 20 feet, and she couldn't hear it. She was I'm so thirsty.
Don't drink Nino.
Too late. But they stopped that, and they basically prepare. They basically prepare for the vengeance that is the guards to come to their house at night. And as Katie said, they come in hooting and hollering.
Whooping and hollering. They are very subtle.
I'm like, this is such one of those movies where it's just like, I'm coming to get you and you're going to hear me. Like, it doesn't matter. You're going to die anyways. Yeah, they don't come subtle at all. They trap the family, or they find the family in the guest house. They trap them there. They're going to burn them. Dash and Vega get caught up in the house.
It's almost Home Alone.
It's
precog Home Alone with what they're doing with this.
You saw the booby trap, right? You saw the booby trap. The booby trap was there. They got some of the goons, Fett's goons, but that didn't stop them. They gathered everyone in front of the guest house, was about to burn them down. And then who comes to the rescue?
Agatha.
How would you say it?
Agatha.
Exactly. She saved the day. The devil.
Agatha
saved
the day. Agatha saved the day.
Props to Aggie.
But basically,
with an axe in the right place.
With an axe and the poisonous water straight to them.
She grabbed that gun like okay, Ag.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sure she knows how to use one at this point.
Exactly. And then we saw it just basically all kind of in there, and we saw towards the end at the ferry at the dock, Agatha and Vega had a little moment of uncertainty, but it was,
good word.
But it was still a moment that was nice for them to have, and I wonder what's going to happen in the future with them.
We'll see who's right about all this.
Right.
All right.
Right. Exactly. It's like, do you like me now, or do you not like me now? Can I hang out with your brother now, or can I not hang out with your brother now?
But Vega brought up the very good point that they see murders.
Right.
So why is she seeing them going back in the milk bath? This isn't a murder.
Right.
So why can she see this?
Right.
Exactly.
And why can she see it when it involves herself? I can see the loophole with, well, I'm seeing my brother's fates and I'm there with them. But it's not a murder, and that's one of those, it's a hole.
Right.
And we're not sure why.
And that was kind of what I was thinking about when they were getting trapped by Fetz and them. I was like, well, they didn't see their murders happening or anybody else getting killed, so it must not have been that serious.
So I wonder what that vision has to pertain to if she saw the vision.
Well, each episode's getting better, and we're getting a little bit more backstory into the characters. Thank y'all for making this episode about Agatha, because now we can look at the devil in the white dress.
And they kind of made it a little bit about just to go back a little bit, Akila. Like,
can we talk about the B plot?
Let's talk about that. We didn't mention that because there was so much going on with the island.
I know.
But looks like they're getting a little caught up, y'all. They're getting a little caught up.
She's scared.
Akila and the crazy guy.
I love that Blake thinks it's about him.
I know.
I applied for a job with the DEA, and I fit there, and that's how they vet you. They go looking for all of your personal files. It's just seriously, this is how we do this in the future.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's still the same.
Pretty much.
Egos are still the same in the future.
The hack off was my favorite thing, though.
Oh, yeah,
because that was just like, and I went through all your social media stuff. Like, no. Here's your stocks and bonds. Here's your voicemail from 6 years ago, and here's your password to Beatles lyrics.
Your girl got shut down.
I know.
Cameron, your girl got shut down.
Oh yeah, that's your boo.
What do you think about that?
You know what? She was looking sexy in them stockings though when she was walking down, and I was still thinking about that. But when they went back and forth,
I love that part.
I thought she had him, but he came back so hard.
He did.
It's two very different styles of hacking and two very different ways of looking.
Oh yeah, he's
at
an OG. He's an OG.
Well, and he's also probably black hat, and she is gray at best.
Right.
So it's two very different ways of doing things. It's how deep you're willing to go. She hasn't seen half the stuff that he has, and he participated in pre-crime, and that would weigh on you pretty heavily.
And he's a millionaire, like what do you say, billionaire or whatever.
From coding an app.
Well, and he says he gives out the 99% and keeps that 1% for him. Hence is why he lives in that dark little laboratory.
I mean, that's nice. He does that.
It is very nice. Look at Howard. He's like, I would have kept that money. And
I mean, that's nice, but
But yeah, it was nice to see that. But that gets me nervous that the DIA is going to find something.
Let me throw a theory out there real quick.
Okay.
If the DEA is looking for Blake, and they're nervous that he's going to get a hold of Bro Dash's cover, who's working with Vega, could that tie into something with them killing her father? Could that be anywhere along with
somebody had mentioned that somebody mentioned this in the comments. Gave a really good. I wish I could pull it up, but my phone is like not too good with the reception here. Somebody gave a really good in-depth look at that, and they kind of pieced it together like you did, in a sense. And this was from last episode, and I was like, I never thought about that.
Maybe her dad seen something, or he could have been working. I don't know.
I never went that far in, but he said maybe the DIA is connected somehow, some way.
To pre-crime, to his murder,
to his murder.
Yeah. It could.
So remember, Blake and her had that confrontation we talked about, like our first episode.
Yeah.
True.
But I want to hear her theory. I know you guys see it. Give me something.
I'm not sure it goes that far, but
wait. I need to get the lights in here. Can we go to predictions?
Do we need to do predictions?
We need to go to
predictions territory?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
I feel like that was a great segue, and I knew you were going to come up with something great.
Yeah, she's going to get around the nose.
Jeez, no pressure.
Fox, write this part of your script. Make this part of your script, Fox.
But we also had the earlier scene with Blake talking to Dash about, keep an eye on Vega. If she does anything, report back to me. So at this point, he is seeing Dash as a more trustworthy source than Vega. So we have a lot of different aspects in play here, but I do think that this investigation into you're too effective, why are you getting such good numbers with Hawkeye, what is this that the DEA is doing, is going to eventually lead to what we see in the vision, or something akin to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see that being the reason. I can also see Blake figuring it out and outing them to save his own skin. Because he seems like that kind of guy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. His ego. Let me do a quick read for these people.
Do it.
If you don't mind, listen. AfterBuzz Studio, we got the new location, new studios, and they have an affiliate network, Black Hollywood Live, all things for the African-American entertainment. It's the first online broadcast network focused on Us. African American talent and influencer. The roster includes 12 shows focusing on sports, fashion, entertainment, comedy, politics, legal issues, pay your child support, music, technology, just to name a few. Matter of fact, you can catch myself, Cameron Penny, DJ Jesse J, at Queen Wink, and at Poppy Watts every Friday on Black Hollywood Live, 1 p.m. with The Beat. Past guests have included Mr. Jamie Foxx, My Woman Crush Wednesday every week, Taraji P. Henson, and my idol, Nick Cannon. So make sure you follow Black Hollywood Live at BHL online. That's what it is. So back to my prediction.
There you go. That was a great segue, man. I love it.
I mean, listen, when I get hot, we can. I'm just playing. No, but no, I like your theory. Whoever left that comment and said we need to go back and watch the movie, I went back and watched the movie.
Did you? Okay, Marissa gave me the movie. I have to watch it tonight.
Okay, you know what? It's actually just sitting there. I haven't.
Okay, there you go.
It's sitting there. I meant to watch it. It was birthday weekend. I still got to get.
He watched the DVD sitting on there.
Clips. But no, I do feel there will be something with Blake, and he's gonna interfere with the whole Dash, and because they're really on him about this Hawkeye, because like you said, their numbers are through the roof. How are you guys finding out these key? I mean, they're not just solving crackhead murders, they're solving real top dog corporate crime murders. So
oh my God.
Including a crime of passion before it happened, like a crime of opportunity.
Yes,
exactly.
Oh my gosh.
What about you, Mr. Howard? Do you have any predictions?
I do. I see Arthur and Arthur.
King of the Britons.
Is that how Howard III talks?
I see Arthur and Vega really getting into it, as we saw in next week's episode, how she gives him like that punch in the face. I see them, their
having
relationship
sex soon.
No, I don't see that.
Oh, she's too good for him.
But he's so pretty boy and swag, and he got the mouthpiece though. Dash has the heart. Dash is the husband, but
Dash is the husband.
But Arthur is the weekend. He's the weekend guy. He's the guy you want to see on.
So is Agatha the Cliff then? If we're doing Shag, Marry, Cliff, I mean, is that how you set that up?
I never heard of. What's the Cliff? What's that?
It's the same as Kill, Marry, Screw, but it's the British version.
Yeah, I love that.
Shag, Marry, Cliff. I don't know. Arthur's my Cliff, man.
Arthur's your Cliff.
Arthur's my Cliff.
I'm gonna have to Google it right there.
Goodbye.
I don't see anybody hooking up on this show at all. Maybe Dash and Vega, but not really. But
I don't think so.
I see Agatha being nice. Okay, I said it more than once. Everybody, stop with the comments. I see you.
Applause.
How dare you have an opinion?
I see Agatha, being nice and turning a new leaf. I also see that Dash and Vega, maybe they'll finally go out on a date, because Dash gets taken away, and maybe Vega would be like, oh, I saved you.
Yeah.
Well, can we talk a little bit about the preview that we saw for next week?
Yeah.
Because it looks like we're flipping the formula, and that Dash gets kidnapped, and for some reason it's Arthur's fault. And this is where precog doesn't come into the equation, because it's not a murder.
Murder. So where is he?
Exactly.
We just don't know. Somewhere where no one will hear him scream. So, space.
I'm excited for that episode. It looked great, and then you saw Arthur's face. Was like, I really care about my brother. I really got to make this happen, make this work. What I really like about these past episodes and how everything's been coming along, it's very, very super family oriented. As far as we got to sit together, we got to make this work. We went through so much. Let's keep it together. It's a nice, out of all the darkness and out of all the murders that we see, at least there's some sort of nice light to bring to the table.
I will say that about the show in general. It is a nice, very tight family. I do like how they're all tight like that.
And I really love Agatha now. I mean, I had my feelings for her, but this episode really showed me a human. Like you said, we know she's human. But she just showed me another side of her that I fell in love with. So,
Thank you, Minority Report, for vindicating.
I'm saying. She's been saying she's mad.
I know.
We need to make a clip of all our shows. We say Katie, Devil, Angel, Devil. I really don't think she's like...
Katie has your back, Agatha.
It.
Right?
Have a sip of water, Katie. Just go ahead.
I know it's out of your arm's reach. So I'm okay.
Oh my God, guys, this was a really fun episode. I really enjoyed this one here. I just want to thank everyone really quick for the comments, the tweets, and the interaction that you guys have brought to the show. We know that the show's not looking too well as far as ratings. We mention this every week. We are halfway through, it looks like, with episode 5, so 5 more episodes. Really quick, my predictions look like it's going to be that something's going to happen. We're going to see them in the milk bath. We don't know how, but I think it's really going to happen. It's going to be really hard for them to change this vision, but I'm pretty sure Vega's going to come and break them free, and we're going to see something happen there. I just wonder where Blake's going to be. I feel like he just comes in and out all the time.
Yeah.
He's going to be, matter of fact, now that Agatha's not the villain, Blake may be the villain. Because he finds out about Dash, and he's like, wait, I thought y'all wanted me for a job. But now that you don't want me for a job, I'm destroying him. And Akila, you hired him, you was a part. It's gonna get, you know what? It's gonna get
there
crazy.
We go. I'm waiting. Let me end the show so you can throw your piece of paper like every week.
I'll get mad. That's a sign. Are you coming back next week, Katie?
Possibly.
Please come back next week.
All right, guys. Once again, this is the Minority Report After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week, guys.
Yay.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Tell us where we can find you on Twitter.
Cameron, are we leaving?
I'm Nino. You can find me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. I am also on Snapchat at Kia Prime, and I am on so many shows. I'm on Guardians of the Galaxy. It's starting in a few minutes. Blind Spot, Arrow, Star Wars Rebels, Z Nation, and Ruby is back next week.
Yay, Ruby! And
Ruby lives here.
I do. It's kind of sad, but I do.
You can find me, Howard III, on Instagram and Twitter at Howard III. That's Howard3RD. Of course, on my website, howard3rd.com. And I'm on Blood and Oil. That tapes on Sunday.
Awesome.
So tune in.
Nice. Hey, it's Cameron Penny. I live here just like Katie. Find me on Black Hollywood Live, 1 p.m. on the beat. And find me on Instagram at Cameron Penny. That'll take you to my whole wide world of nuts.
There you guys
Craziness.
go. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Episode 6.
Woo. Peace. Megan Good, where you at? I need you on this couch.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.